What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now I just recently did an unboxing, setup, and review of this Canon's all new Avalon Mini 3 home miner and heater, where we talked about how it makes mining Bitcoin more accessible for everyday home users who are just starting out their journey in cryptocurrencies. Well, in today's video, we're going to be diving deeper into the world of home Bitcoin mining with a personal review of these Canaan Avalon Nano 3 Bitcoin miners. Now what's nice is this compact device makes Bitcoin mining accessible right from your living room, and it's what I've been using to solo mine in hopes that I'll someday solve a block and earn myself around 3.125 Bitcoins, which in today's world is worth around $300,000. Now before we begin, I do want to first off give a big shout out to Canaan for selecting me as a winner in their recent CES contest, which landed me this sleek purple colored Avalon Nano 3. In addition to that, I'd also like to thank our friends at ASIC Marketplace who generously provided another one of these units in white for this review. Now, if you're someone who is considering stepping into the cryptocurrency or mining world, check out what ASIC Marketplace has to offer at https://asicmarketplace.com, who is the sponsor for today's video. Now, like I mentioned previously, we already in another video talked about how great and amazing this Avalon Mini 3 is. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of these devices in front of me. The Avalon Nano 3. These are a previous generation of small home Bitcoin miners designed for home users, boasting a hash rate of around 4 terahashes per second and a maximum power consumption of 140 watts. Each of these devices has a compact form factor that ensures that it doesn't take up much space, and because of its minimalist design, it blends seamlessly into any environment because of the various different colors that they can come in. Now, these miners are perfect for anyone who is new to crypto mining and wants something affordable to start with in order to get familiar with Bitcoin mining. They're also great for solo mining, given that it doesn't take much power, but they do offer decent speed, allowing you to potentially solve a block, earning you a pretty sweet reward in return. Now, when unboxing the Nano 3, you'll of course find the miner itself. And if you do order from distributors like ASIC Marketplace, you'll also find a power supply unit which is specifically made to power the device itself, and a quick start guide. This is a lot different than it used to be, where you also had to buy the power supply separately. But instead now they do come with a Canaan branded and provided power supply that's made specifically for the miner itself. Once you unbox the device, the setup is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is connect the power cable to the device itself and switch the device on. Once it's on, all you have to do is hold the bottom switch button for 3 seconds, and that'll activate the Wi-Fi hotspot. Once that's done, all you have to do is download the Avalon Family app, and then connect your computer or your smartphone to the miner's Wi-Fi network, which will have something with the word Nano in it to add the device. You can either manage the device in the app itself or on your PC by entering the miner's assigned IP address, which is usually something like 192.168.168.168, which you input into your browser in order to access the admin panel. When you have the login screen come up, you can use the default credentials, where the username and password are both the word root. Now once you're logged in, all you have to do is configure your home Wi-Fi settings and input your mining pool information, which can usually default to whichever pool you prefer. Now if you do decide you want to solo mine, I would recommend either F2 pool, CK pool, or even Brains, which are some of the highly recommended pools that are pretty reliable in my book. Now what's nice is in the admin console, you can choose your preferred power mode. So you can choose low, medium, or high, which will also automatically adjust the mining speed of the miners themselves to match whatever temperature or whatever speed or power mode that you set. Once you finish configuring your miner, the miner will reboot and commence mining operations once it's rebooted. Now, when it comes to these miners, one of the standout features of the Nano 3 is its dual functionality. Not only does it mine Bitcoin, but because it is part of Canon's Avalon Home series of miners, it also serves as a personal compact space heater for your desk. Now during my testing, the device emitted warm air, making it a cozy addition to my office during cooler days without making it too extremely hot. Now when it comes to these smaller Avalon Nano miners, performance-wise, I have heard that some people have had issues with their miners, but here's what I've observed over the last month of using these two devices. The low power mode gives you approximately 2 terahashes per second at about 65 watts, with very minimal noise levels at around 33 decibels or less, meaning that they're virtually silent. The medium power mode operates at around 3 terahashes per second at about 100 watts, with again moderate noise levels, but it's still quiet enough to leave at your desk without really bothering you or making a big deal from a noise perspective. Now the high power mode achieves a full 4 terahashes at about 140 watts, with noise levels that reach up to about 50 decibels depending on the ambient temperature. But generally it's still silent enough to hardly be noticeable and sit right at your desk. Now these observations do align with the specs provided by Canon, and in most cases, the miners themselves exceeded that speed, which is great because it just means more earnings and more money for me. Now for transparency, there were occasions where the miners did lose connectivity, but that issue was resolved by switching to a more reliable Wi-Fi hotspot in my home. Now I also did have the challenge initially with one of the devices being seen in the app itself, but I just switched phones to add the device to my account, which was an easy fix once everything was set up, because once it's added to my account, I was able to see it across all my devices. Now it is essential to note that while the Nano 3 does offer an accessible entry into Bitcoin mining, it's definitely not the most efficient in terms of energy consumption. With an energy efficiency of approximately 35 joules per terahash, it won't yield significant profits, especially considering electricity costs and the current price of Bitcoin. However, for enthusiasts and those curious about mining itself, it is a fantastic educational tool and a great device if you want something affordable and powerful enough to solo mine, which is what I'm using these miners for. Now as of this recording and this video, the Nano 3 has been replaced by the all-new Nano 3S, which is an upgraded version of the miner with a slightly higher price tag and a higher hash rate of 6 terahashes per second of mining power. Now that means these more affordable versions of the miner are harder to get your hands on. However, you still may on occasion be able to get your hands on some through ASIC Marketplace using my link in the description section below. ASIC Marketplace is a great source of hardware for a ton of mining equipment, and they're very reliable and dependable when it comes to on-time and fast shipping. Now going back to these Nano 3s, in my experience, these Avalon Nano 3s have been very reliable and are a user-friendly device. The setup was hassle-free and its operation has been stable over the past few weeks that I've been using these things. And then on top of that, the added warmth that they provide is a pleasant bonus, especially during the winter months, and even now as spring and summer start to approach, since my wife likes to keep it pretty cold in our house. Now when it comes to upkeep, these things are easy to maintain with its removable vents and filters, and I also love how you can change and adjust the LED lights, the colors, and the brightness to customize the units to your liking. These are definitely an effective and low-cost solution for Bitcoin mining if you're hoping to get lucky and hit a block with these if you're solo mining. Now in conclusion, these Canaan Avalon Nano 3s are a well-designed dual-purpose device that are perfect for those interested in exploring Bitcoin mining without any significant investment. While it won't replace industrial mining rigs, they do offer a hands-on experience and a bit of extra warmth for your desktop and space. Anyways, if you're intrigued and you're considering getting one of these for yourself, I do highly recommend checking out ASIC Marketplace using my links and discount codes in the description section below. They offer a wide range of mining hardware, including the Avalon Nano 3, as well as these Mini 3s, and a bunch of different other mining hardware. They've also got excellent customer service, and they do also have amazing speed when it comes to delivery. Now what's nice is if you put enough of these together, not only will you have a pretty efficient mining farm, but it will also be a fairly quiet one that doesn't take up too much power and won't require you to install higher voltage outlets since they use your standard regular outlets. It's also fairly inexpensive at around $99 per box to start and build up gradually. especially if you're someone new to mining Bitcoin and want to gain some experience while earning at the same time. Okay, so that's all for today's review. If you found this video informative, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more tech insights, and then of course drop any questions or experiences you have with these Avalon Nano 3s in the comment section below. Until the next video, happy mining.